Alright, so I recently purchased the Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance palette, so I wanted to do like a couple different looks on my eyes. So I'm going to start on this one. I'm going to start out with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my eye. I was super excited to get a new eyeshadow palette. Eyeshadow is definitely my favorite part about makeup, so I just love having new colors to play with. And I haven't tried an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette in a long time. I'm also going to prime my other eye in the meantime while that other side gets a little bit dry. I'm going to do 2 different looks on both eyes so we can play with some more colors and test out a couple different looks, you know? I really want to do a look with these green shades, the Twilight and Thorns color. So I'm going to take the color Leather in this Makiage 194 Detail Blending Brush. This leather shade is like a good transition shade right here. And then I'm just going to place that on like the outer 2/3 of the crease, if I can find a mirror. So I'm going to pat this on here. So far this is very pigmented, so I just want to make sure I don't add too much. I'm kind of using the edge here to drag it inwards. Just softly blending that top edge. These colors are like definitely fall vibes. A lot of like darker shades in there. So I'm just using like whatever's left on that brush to like lightly blend that top edge, bringing it inwards a little bit. I'm not worrying about the outer corner because I think I'm going to do like a wing type shape. So I'm kind of like bringing it onto the lid a little bit here in the outer corner. I just don't want any like harsh edges. Alright, so that's about as blended as I want that to be. So I'm grabbing this Morphe brush. I'm not sure what the name is because it doesn't have a number. Yeah, so it looks like this. And I'm going to dip into the color Thorns. I'm going to just dip in with the tip of the brush. Ooh. I'm going to tap off the excess. And then I'm going to gently apply this right into the crease. Right here. I'm just going to concentrate it right here for now. Like I said, I'm kind of making it up as I go. Just kind of adding in colors I like. So I'm kind of gently sweeping that towards the center of the eye like that. So again, just like concentrating that on the outer portion. Once I have the color kind of packed on, I'm going to add a little bit right here and here. I'm going to wipe this off and then I'm going to start blending that top edge, dipping back into that color Leather. I'm going to start blending it upwards, just so there's no like harsh lines. Okay, so I'm going back in with that Makiage brush to just kind of further blend it like that. Okay, so I think I want to add like a shimmer to the front portion, like right here. I don't know if I should do Crown or Smoke though. I'm thinking Smoke because it matches more of the colors next to it. This one. I'm using a Morphe V200 brush, so like just dipping into that on one side and then tapping off the excess. I'm going to apply it into the crease right here. Yeah, I like this color. Okay. So I'm gonna like blend it upwards, like pulling it with like little feathering motions. I'm figuring this out as I go, so. Maybe I'll pull it onto the lid a little bit, like that. I like it. Okay, next I want like a liner brush. Everything's kind of everywhere right now. You know, when you're like doing a good eyeshadow look and then you just look at your table after and you're like, oh my god, I made a mess. Or maybe that's just more me. So next I'm using this Huda Beauty eye smudger liner brush. This came in a set. I'm not sure if it's available anymore, but you could also use like a spotter brush from the craft store. This one looks like this. I'm going to dip into the color Twilight, which is like this dark forest green. I'm going to use the tip of the brush, tap off the excess, and I'm going to start applying that to the lash line. Just making it like about the thickness of this brush. And then I'm just slowly making that thinner as I work my way in. I'm going to start like patting it just so I can keep the liner thinner. These shadows are performing beautifully. They're very pigmented, like I don't have to go back in, like I can just kind of dip in once and bring it a long way before I have to go back in with more. Alright, so I have my upper lash line lined, so it's a little bit thicker here and thinner towards the inner corner. And then what I'm going to do with whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to start in the outer corner because I want this thicker. I'm going to start buffing that top edge just to make it a little bit softer. That way you don't have to be as perfect with it. And then I'm going to figure out what I want to do with the outer corner. I'm not necessarily blending it out, I'm just kind of smudging it a little bit. Because like sometimes I like to make it smoky, but I just want it smudged. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to bring it into the outer corner. So I dipped into a little bit more, tapped off. I'm going to follow my lower lash line upwards like I was drawing a wing. And then bring it up like there. And then I'm going to bring it into the center of that previous green, like right there. And then I'm going to make like a C shape in this outer corner here. And then we'll worry about blending it after. Okay. To blend it out, I'm going to try this orange brush here, this one we used to apply the Thorns shade. Just see if this is precise enough. I'm going to start using little circular motions to blend it to that previous green, sweeping it in a little bit. Again, using a very light hand. Actually, I'm going to dip into a little bit of that leather shade to help blend this edge. I'm going to dip into a little bit of Twilight with this brush just to tap a little bit right there. Blend it. And then I'm going to go in with that Makiage brush just to further blend everything, because this one's pretty dense, blends pretty quickly. I do want to add a little something to the outer corner. I think I'm going to use that color Thorns with this flat shader brush, the V200, and then just put a little bit right here, just to kind of connect everything. As I think I mentioned in one of my other videos, I really don't like applying eyeshadow underneath because I just don't like it on me. Like I said, it might look good and I just don't see it, but I do like it on this outer portion. I don't like bringing it in. I feel like it closes off my eyes. Alright, I think I want to add a little bit more of that smoke shade here, just to blend it. And then I'm going to add an inner corner wing. I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex Chocolate Liner. Add an inner corner wing. I do have a blog post on how I draw on the inner corner wing. I'm not very good at showing it on camera because I usually have the mirror so close to my face. I'm going to go in with a coat of mascara. I'm first going to curl my lashes with the Velour Lash Curler. And then I'm going to find where I put my mascara. So I focus like most of the mascara on this front portion because I really like applying lashes to the underside in the outer corner. And then just like a light coat on my lower lashes. So next I'm grabbing the wrong lash. This is the Minimalist lashes from Velour. I do have an affiliate code, AshleyKayla20 for 20% off. I trimmed them a little bit and I'm going to apply them to the underside of my lashes. I'll do that off camera because, again, that's another one I just get way too close to the mirror and you really can't see what I'm doing anyways. And then I'm just gonna like pinch them to my real lashes. Just gonna give them a little squish. And that's the completed look for this eye. Alright, let's switch eyeballs and we'll do another look. So I think for this one I want to do some reds. Let's start with the color Mulberry. This color. I'm going to apply that into the outer corner, right there. So I'm applying this into the outer corner with the Makiage 194 detail. Just kind of placing it here. Again, you don't need like a ton of shadow, so I'm just going to dip in once and then I'm going to work with what's here, start blending it out. I'm going to blend this up and then maybe I'll start bringing it into the crease, but I kind of want this one to be blown out a little bit. I don't know, like I said, I'm just playing around with the shades. Yeah, so I'm not being like super neat. I want this to kind of be like the base color, I think. So I'm bringing it into the crease, onto the lid a little bit. Alright, just blending all the edges just so there isn't any harsh edges. So I'm bringing that up towards the brow bone, but like not into the brow hairs. So just, the brush is kind of cleaned off at this point, so just bringing it up to that edge. Maybe I'm going to bring a little bit onto the lower lash line. I'm just going to use the edge right there. And then we'll blend that up. Like that. Oh, that looks nice. I really like this color. For whatever reason, right here on my eye, it doesn't like adhere eyeshadow. Like this part just doesn't stick very well. I think it's just like my skin for whatever reason. Okay. What color? Ooh, I want to do that dark crimson for a liner. Let's do... I'm going to do a little bit of Fireside. And then I'm going to grab this Morphe V200 brush with the Fireside shade. And then I'm going to put that on the center. Let's see how pigmented this one is, because I kind of want it to be blown out towards the front of the eye. So I want the concentration of the... Ooh, that's pretty. Concentration of the color to be like in the center. And then I kind of want the front of the eye to be blank, kind of. Just keeping that like the center so it like shines. Alright, maybe I'll use the color Crown next to it. Alright, so I'm just packing that a little thicker in the center. Why isn't it focusing? There we go. And then just softly feathering the edges. Let me put these two next to each other. Those two. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm going to add Crown right next to it, which is this one. And then I'm going to use the same brush, dip in, and then I'm going to put it right next to it just to kind of fade it into the inner corner. I'm kind of being light-handed because I still really don't know what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm kind of adding more at the seam right there. And then just kind of making the edges blown out, feathering it into the crease. Alright, I'm going to blend the two colors together. So I'm going to go like this and just kind of pull it on top of the gold and then up here. Cool. And then I'm going to go in with that eye smudger liner from Huda Beauty. And then I'm going to go into the color Crimson, which is this really deep red shade. Right there. And then I'm going to line the lash line like I did the other side. Alright, so I really like this palette, especially like for fall. These colors are just so pretty. And there's also some really fun shades to get creative. Like I probably typically wouldn't have put that gold next to this yellowy green gold color, but I think it looks kind of cool. And I just love this deep red shade, especially for liner. I used to have this one, I would do like everyday liner with it every day just because I like how it looks with my brown eyes. I think it just brings out the red in the brown. I haven't decided what I want to do with this liner. Maybe I'll make like a wing on this eye since we did like a smoky outer corner on the other one. So again, I'm just kind of making this thinner towards the inner corner. Like I did on the opposite eye, again, I'm going to go ahead and just slightly feather that top edge with the brush just to kind of smudge it. And then I think I'm going to do a wing. So I'm dipping in with the brush, and then I'm going to follow my lower lash line upwards as if it were to keep going. Actually, I'm going to add a piece of tape. So I'm going to grab a little bit of tape, and then I'm going to stick it to the back of my hand just to remove a little bit of that stickiness. And then I'm going to place it at the same angle of my lower lash line, like that, just so I get that bottom edge without making a mess. Just makes it a little bit easier and faster because I really like that bottom edge to be sharp. Just kind of extending that wing a little bit. And then I'm going to add an inner corner wing with the Too Faced Better Than Sex Chocolate Liner again. Like I said, I do have a blog post about how I draw this on because it's not very easy to show it on camera since I get so close to the mirror. Alright, so next I'm going to curl my lashes. Activist Volume Mascara again. It's like a light coat. So I'm adding those Minimalist lashes to the lower portion of my lashes again. Alright, so this is the other eye completed. So that completes 2 looks using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance palette. Overall, I really enjoyed using this. I liked the colors, I liked the formula. Obviously, I didn't get a chance to try every single shade in the palette, but we did get to try a few of them, as well as like the different formulas in here. I really liked that there's colors in here to get creative, but I think there's some shades in here you could do some everyday looks as well. But I think this is a great palette for fall, and I thank you for watching. I will link everything down below, and be sure to check out my blog, ashleykaylamakeup.com. I'll do like a whole post reviewing the palette with some close-up pictures of the colors if you do want to check it out, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!